The Philistine by C.J. Dennis, originally published in Backblock Ballads and Later Verses, 1918. Smith is a very stupid man. He lives next door to me. He has no settled scheme or plan of domesticity. He does not own a gramophone, nor rush for morning trains. His garden paths are overgrown. He seldom entertains. In all our staid suburban street, he strikes the one false note. He goes about in slippered feet and seldom wears a coat. I don't know how he earns his bread. 'Tis said he paints or writes, and frequently, I've heard it said, he works quite late at nights. She's quite a pretty girl, his wife, our women folk declare. It is a shame she spoiled her life by wedding such a bear. And yet she seems quite satisfied with this peculiar man, and says with rather foolish pride, he is Bohemian. He will not join our tennis club, nor come to Mayrow balls, nor meet the neighbors in a rub at bridge, nor pay them calls. He just delights to scoff and sneer, and feigns to be amused at everything we hold most dear. What wonder he's abused? Although he's ostracized a deal, he never makes a fuss. Sometimes I think he seems to feel he ostracizes us. But that, of course, is quite absurd, and risking the disgrace, I sometimes say a kindly word when I pass by his place. But still, although one likes to keep oneself a bit select, and not be, so to speak, too cheap, I'm broad in that respect. So oft on sultry summer eves, I waive all diffidence, and chat across the wilted leaves that garb our garden fence. But oh, his talk is so absurd, his notions are so crude. Such drivel I have seldom heard. His mode of speech is rude. He mentions stomach in a bark you'd hear across the street. He lacks those little ways that mark a gentleman discreet. Good books he seldom seems to read, and art all taste he lacks. To Slocum's works he pays no heed. He scorns my almanacs. Framed almanacs! It's simply rot to hear the fellow prate about Velasquez, Villon, Scott, and such folk out of date. He lacks all soul for music too. He hates the gramophone, and when we play some dance tune new, I've often heard him groan. He says our music gives him sad thoughts of slaughtered things. I think Smith is a little mad. Nice thoughts to me it brings. Now I have quite a kindly heart. Good works I do not stint. Last week I spoke to Smith apart and dropped a gentle hint. He will be snubbed, I told him flat, by neighbors round about, unless he wears a better hat on Sundays when he's out. Last Sunday morn he passed my place about the hour of 4. A smile serene was on his face, and rakishly he wore a most dilapidated hat upon his shameless head. This ought to keep him off from that, he yelled. I cut him dead.